My name is Patrick. I'm from Germany.
My name's Ian. I'm a paramedic with the London Ambulance Service.
Okay, I'm Joe Farkas from New York.
My name is Michael. I'm a German doctor.
My name is Alexander. I'm from Denmark.
My name is Marvin. I'm a paramedic from Germany.
First came in April 2022. And I was here for 3 weeks or so, working with CADOS, doing medical evacuation work. And then I came back in September, and I was here for 3 months doing a mixture of medical evacuation work and training lay rescuers and paramedics and other medical professionals.
In the last 10 months I spent around 6 months in Ukraine, so it's coming and going. We worked a lot in Severodonetsk and Lysychansk, and now we are working since a couple of months in Bachmut as well. Here's a huge gap where we are working in, so working between the front line and the contact line is something that that not that much initiatives are doing, and here we had seen that we can support, and that's what we try to do, to support with funding, with financial support.
But half a year ago, end of July, yeah. To help the people that live here in Bachmut, because they're isolated and they do need the help. And they're amazing people. They hang on and they stay with their homes because they're so dedicated. But they can definitely benefit from our help.
I came to Ukraine in March, initially during the invasion, and I'm a photographer. But the thing is, I do long-term projects that takes years. So I'm here for at least 2 years, maybe 3 years, and this is what I'm doing right now. And I'm working as a press coordinator for Basa UA, which is an NGO based in Kramatorsk, Donbass. We do all kind of different aid work in Donbass.
And I have only arrived 5 days ago, So my duty here is mostly doing medical evacuation, so transports of critically ill patients from the east of Ukraine to Dnipro, and also some, to a lesser account, teaching, like the teaching we had today.
So my personal motivation is that when wars happen, then the most affected people of them are generally the poorest people in the country and in the countries, and I think it's my sort of moral responsibility to come and to be able to help the poorest people when they're facing oppression and these awful situations.
To help the people of Ukraine, to help deliver health care to the underserved areas because of the war going on. The invasion of Ukraine was very wrong, very cruel, and the people of Ukraine are being deprived of a lot of normal services that we take for granted all over the world, and that's why I came to help.
My personal motivation is that I think I have skills that are needed here, and I think people here are in need of help in general, and I want to contribute my part.
Really lucky because I'm getting paid for my job, so this is what I'm doing for living. I'm leading the crisis emergency response team, so we are reacting on crisis. We evacuated in the past people from Afghanistan when the Taliban took over. We reacted on the pandemic, and when the situation in Ukraine happened, it was very clear to see who is the bad ones and who are the good ones. But even without this, for us it's important to support the civilians.
The reason why I initially went here was the shock I saw with all the refugees, with the initial fear of Russia actually taking Kyiv. This is be a really bad thing for not only Ukraine but the whole world and Europe and Denmark and everything. And I think a tyrannical power should not be allowed like this. And Putin is a dictator, and he has to stop this crazy war.
So what's, like, I mean, honestly, it's been amazing to see the spirit of the Ukrainian people, and how much people act in solidarity with each other. when facing such like intense oppression and repression from the foreign state. So it's been amazing and so welcoming as well. So welcoming to me. It's been really lovely, and I mean I've worked in other areas of conflict before, but I've never seen quite the devastation with with the mass shelling of towns, and it was very, very shocking, to be honest.
I think it's really amazing how the Ukrainian people are being involved, and even when if they are not willing to join the military out of some reasons, they still want to support, and they are finding ways to support, and this is really amazing to see. We are making a lot of very good experience with the locals, with the police, with the military. Everyone is supporting the work, and that's super important. When we started to evacuate people from Severodonetsk, I was super shocked that so many people are staying behind and decide to stay in the city. Now we have kind of the same situation in Bachmut. More than 8,000 people are still being here, more than 800 kids, and after a couple of months we understood much better why people are doing this, that there are many, many different reasons. At the beginning I just thought they are all crazy and lost the real connection to the reality, but there are so many reasons. Here are working so many volunteers from Bachmut that decided to stay because they know the people, they know the city. And this is really hard to charge. At the same time, it's also very hard because we are working with these people here in Bachmut since 5-6 months, and of course you get numb to each other, and always when I'm leaving for a couple of days or weeks and coming back, I'm not really sure if all the people are still there and still alive that we were in touch before.
From the little that I've seen in Lviv and Dnipro, I found it astonishing how the people living here get along with their lives. I think there's a big amount of solidarity within the Ukrainian people, a lot of support from the people here.
The Ukrainian people are very strong and resilient, and they keep on going about their regular life and their duties and family obligations and everything, even though they have these enormous obstacles posed by the war. They do persist, and they're very strong. And I was very shocked by the cruelty of war, of course.
Most impressed me was the overall spirit of the Ukrainian people, how they came together and how all of them seemed to work together to defend their country and to help each other out in this difficult time. And what most shocked me so far was the conditions in which the civilian population have to live in due to the war, like power shortages, no running water, no electricity, sleeping in the cold, getting their houses bombed and destroyed, and therefore having no place to go. So far that was the most shocking.
What impressed me the most is the Ukrainian spirit, is the Ukrainian resilience. Even though there was Russians close to Kyiv, they managed to push everything back. What I'm also very impressed about is the volunteering in general in Ukraine is something totally specific. You cannot see this in any country. People are helping each other as much as possible, and it's very, very heartwarming to see that people are helping without needing anything back. They're doing it because it's a country and they want to help their neighbor, their friends, their countrymen, and this I find very, very, very strong. What shocked me is the sheer destruction that Russians are doing upon Ukraine. This is something that is unbelievably terror. In Bachmut, it's a mix of madness and a little bit of hope sometimes. And I hope this hope can be bigger, and that's why I think it's important people volunteer and help with this.